The Kardashian family have been on television for 13 years before their show came to an end. Throughout this reality series, we got a sneak peek into the lives of this wealthy and powerful family, which means they caught several times that Kim Kardashian specifically had public meltdowns. I'm going to tell you all about it right here on IO, but first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And that out of the way, let's begin. In at number 10, the diamond earring. While on vacation in Bora Bora, Kim created one of the most iconic lines on the show. After Chris Humphries tossed her into the ocean, Kim soon realized that she had lost one of her earrings. She immediately began sobbing after losing the $75,000 diamond earring, which gave way to Kourtney's big line of, "Kim, there's people that are dying." When the Kardashian family celebrated the 10-year anniversary of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in September of 2017, Kim explained why she got so upset about losing the earring in the ocean. During the interview, she said, "Okay, can I explain that earring? For years for my birthday, I buy myself a birthday present, and I had upgraded that pair of diamond studs, worked really hard." Then after Khloe questioned her on whether or not the story was relatable, Kim continues by saying, "I mean, it's not relatable, but it's what I went through, and it's why I was crying, so I'm just being honest. They were $75,000 probably or more, but I don't have them anymore, so no one come look for them. Anyways, I had just gotten them and I didn't insure them, and imagine if you don't insure something and it's gone. I just threw that money away." In at number 9, the Paris robbery. While appearing on My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, Kim told Dave that she feared for the worst when the robbery was taking place in Paris. Her and her sister Kourtney had traveled to Europe to attend the Paris Fashion Week, and Kim noted during the interview that Kourtney had packed up all of Kim's jewelry for the trip, which according to her was something that she had never really done before. Kim then went on to explain that on the evening of the attack, Kourtney had left the hotel with her only bodyguard, which left Kim completely alone in their suite. Kim recounted that terrifying experience and said that around 3 o'clock in the morning, she remembered hearing stomping on the stairs. To her, it sounded as if a group of people were inching closer and closer to her room. Something about the noise instantly made her feel like someone had broken in though. So with every second counting now, Kim quickly grabbed her phone to dial for help. Although shortly after, the gang of intruders did indeed violently make their way into her hotel room and specifically demanded that she hand over the ring that Kanye West had just purchased for her. They ended up escaping with more than $10 million in jewelry that included her $4 million engagement ring given to her by Kanye West. An appropriate time to have a public breakdown. In at number 8, Rob avoids wedding. It's no secret now that Rob Kardashian didn't attend Kim and Kanye's wedding ceremony in Europe, but what most people don't know is why and what the fallout from this was. When the family first flew to Paris and then Italy to see Kim and Kanye tie the knot, Rob initially went to Paris but then decided to turn back and go home because he didn't want to be in the public eye. This really upset Kim when she received the email from Rob sharing the unfortunate news with her. Kim went on to say that she and Rob are close, but that Rob's struggles with his weight and depression had caused somewhat of a rift. She went on to say, "I'm definitely a tough love kind of person. If I don't like something that's going on in my life, I change it and I don't sit and complain about it for a year." So clearly she was upset. In number 7, plastic surgery accusations. Kim Kardashian first hit the public eye when she worked as Paris Hilton's assistant, but her show Keeping Up with the Kardashians brought her into a brand new world of fame and fortune. The way her look has changed over the years has led many to believe that Kim got plastic surgery somewhere along the way. Although Kim has always insisted that people have confused her contouring with plastic surgery. While speaking with Elle magazine, she said, "I'm really into strobing now, so just highlighting the skin without using bronzer. I love contouring and I don't think I'd stop contouring my nose. I know people think I've had a nose job, but it really is just makeup." Even after she gave birth to her first child, people assumed that she had surgery to help her lose the weight. Kim blasted people online for trying to say this and tweeted out, "I am very frustrated today seeing reports that I got surgery to lose my baby weight. This is false." In at number 6, Taylor Swift. After Kanye interrupted Taylor's acceptance speech, the two apparently talked it out and then said that it was all water under the bridge. However, when Kanye West dropped the track called Famous that had a lyric directed at Taylor, the feud reignited. Kanye and Kim claimed that Taylor had given them permission, but Taylor claimed that she actually never knew what the line was and therefore didn't give her consent or blessings. Following that whole debacle, Taylor began her Reputation tour, and for many performances she literally sang her songs next to a giant robotic snake. Which is essentially saying, I know what the truth is, and if you want to call me a snake, that's fine, I'll just embrace that cloud and be bigger from it. Kim made the situation even worse though when she decided to leak a snippet of Taylor and Kanye's private conversation to her Snapchat. This led to a massive spike in social media attacks against Taylor Swift that she says forced her into hiding for nearly a year. Around March of 2020 though, a new piece of evidence was brought up that seemingly proved that Taylor Swift was telling the truth about not wanting Kanye to use her name in the song. In at number 5, sister fight. During a season 18 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kardashians, Kim and Kourtney's issues with each other hit a breaking point. When Kim accused Kourtney of not caring about things, Kourtney snapped back at her with some very threatening words. She then pushed Kim to the ground, which led to Kim threatening to punch her own sister in the face. Immediately, the meltdown began as both sisters started to grab and hit each other until Khloe stepped in to break them up. This was a real meltdown as well that resulted in production needing to be stopped for a week just so that both parties could clear their heads. Shortly thereafter, Kourtney announced that she was stepping back from the show. In number 4, the Ray J tape. Kim is no stranger to the fact that this infamous tape is the reason she was introduced to the world. Keeping Up with the Kardashians even premiered on E! Just a few months after it was released to the public. In a June 2012 interview, she said that while she felt humiliated, it only made her work 10 times harder to get people to see the real her. The tape from 2007 almost immediately went viral, and although Kim tried to fight the release of it, she ultimately settled on using the publicity to promote her family show. But needless to say, she was still very upset by it all. In number 3, Kris Humphries. The tumultuous relationship between Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries will live in infamy in the archives of Keeping Up with the Kardashians as one of the quickest marriages ever. The beauty mogul and NBA star didn't even know each other for a full year before deciding to get married. Many years later, Kim would even confess that she felt pressure to get married, and that is why she moved so fast with Kris. After about 6 months of dating, Humphries proposed, and it was all captured for an episode of Kim's show, with the wedding taking place just 4 months later. Despite all of that pressure to get married though, Kim ultimately decided to follow her heart, and after 72 days of marriage, she filed for divorce from Humphries. Things got really messy too because Kris was continuously claiming that the whole marriage was simply a publicity stunt, which many didn't put past the ever so cunning Kardashians. In number 2, the divorce. During one episode, the family took a trip to Lake Tahoe, which is where footage shows Kim breaking down into tears as she spoke about her marriage to Kanye West. If you recall, the reality star filed for divorce from Kanye West after nearly 7 years of marriage. In addition to that, they also had 4 kids together. Now, before they began talking about the divorce, Kim started expressing outrage over there being cookies in the vacation home. She says to Khloe that she asked for them to not bring those cookies because she gained 15 pounds, before adding, "I'm going to throw them in the toilet, I cannot eat them and I'm not joking." When Khloe tries to lighten the mood and say that it's not the cookies' fault, Kim responds that she just wants to go into a room and never come out. During an interview with just the producers, her sisters let viewers in on what Kim has been going through. Khloe goes on to say, "Kim has been struggling privately behind camera about her relationship, and it's tough because Kim is clearly redirecting so much of her frustration and sadness and anger. Sometimes you just take things out on something that has nothing to do with what you're going through." And right before the family had left for this trip, Kim also said that she and Kanye had just had a big fight. Coming in at her number 1 spot, Wyoming breakdown. After flying to Wyoming to hopefully fix things with Kanye, Kim broke down into tears again and said, "I honestly can't do this anymore. Why am I still in this place where I'm stuck for years? Like, he goes and moves to a different state every year. I have to be together so I can raise the kids, you know?" Even in saying that though, she did add that Kanye was still an amazing dad, but that he deserves to be with someone who can support his every move, adding, "I think he deserves someone that can go support his every move, go follow him all over the place and move to Wyoming. I can't do that. He should have a wife that supports his every move and travels with him and does everything." That being said, it's not like Kim didn't try to be there for her husband. Kanye suffers from bipolar disorder, and so Kim has been a vocal supporter of him, even asking social media to show him compassion and empathy after he began posting strange things on Twitter. Several months before their divorce though, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians film crew caught a moment where Kim tells her sisters that she feels like a failure. Because this was her 3rd failed marriage, she said that it makes her feel like a loser. But even though this pervasive thought is always coming up, she said that she can't think like that because she wants to just be happy. And that has been the top 10 times Kim Kardashian had a public meltdown. But before we get out of here, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled "Kim Kardashian Caught Kanye West Cheating." Heather says, "They deserve each other." Maybe. Kelly Catholic says, "Imagine a wealthy, famous, powerful man cheating. The shock." I know, Kelly. The shock. The awe. Oh my god. It's crazy. Justin Graves says, "The Kardashians keep going back to cheaters." I mean, it certainly looks like there's a pattern. Maria Marquez says, "I never understood the relationship. The only thing I understand is that they had 2 kids and that's all." A little more than 2 kids, but yeah, it is a bizarre relationship to try to understand. Diamond Lord says, "I don't care." Okay. Well folks, that's all the time I have for you today. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy YouTube, or at least try.